Also, I must admit, the Noctua in my PC is so big that at this point that what I've had to do is the fans are at different steps, which is fine because they're both cooling the CPU, but one is also cooling the RAM passively, technically. Oh, didn't pick them up fast enough. Okay. Oh well. The one you showed me, well, I showed you two. One was a cheaper one and one was more expensive. If you went for the more expensive one, then you're in good hands because that cooler is fantastic and a legend. If you went for the cheaper one, you're also in good hands because Noctua is just German engineering at its finest, to be honest. Did I make it? Oh, come on! Come on! Okay, right. We'll do this the old-fashioned way then. And by that I mean we'll go halfway normal climbing and then I'm just going to jump. Problem solved. Marvellous. Right, next. Yeah, I'm going to have to that shrine first. Hopefully it's not an eventide. At some point I will have to go back to Eventide Island and I'm not looking forward to it because knowing Nintendo, they're probably going to screw me over with it. Mentioning Nintendo, I must admit, I'm quite looking forward to Super Mario Wonder. So I went for the more expensive one. That's fine. In that case, you have literally got the same CPU cooler as I've got in my current rig. And I can say that I'm running a Ryzen 7. Oh, Ryzen 9? I am forever useless at remembering what CPU I'm running, I'm going to be honest. One way to find out. Oh, I'm running Windows 11, aren't I? Give me a minute. Performance? There we go. Yeah, I'm running an AMD Ryzen 9 7950X 16 core. And that cooler is oh, hold on. Fan control, where are you? I can't see it because it's on my primary monitor and that's currently Final Fantasy. As much as I'd like to play some Final Fantasy right now, I have other things to do. Fan control. Now, hold on a minute. Ah. Hold on. No, it doesn't tell me what my temperatures are. Okay, fair enough. Well, my CPU's running at something. Why did fan control.exe show up? Apps. Sorry, this is annoying me now. No, oh well. Either way, the case is running at 34 degrees. So, but yeah, no, my Noctua is keeping my system perfectly cool. So you've got the same CPU cooler as I have, and it's not letting me down yet. To be honest, it's giving me similar temps to that I had with my all-in-one. The only difference is because the way between liquid and air. So with a liquid cooler, you've got more of a thermal buffer. So you start a game, for example, the temperature of your CPU increases, but it takes longer because first you have to saturate the water in the cooler. So it takes longer for it to saturate the water with heat, which means that your CPU stays cooler in the initial shock. So for something like, I don't know, Photoshop or quick video edits, the thermal shock doesn't matter because the CPU is basically just dumping the heat into the water, and the water's cooling far quicker. With an air cooler, it's immediate, so you ramp up the temperature and the temperature just goes immediately up. But at the same time, the cooler is still so good that it's keeping all of the temperature, it's venting all of the heat spectacularly. So, I mean, Linus Tech Tips did a video a long time ago. I think Gamers Nexus did as well, where they basically compared an all-in-one with air coolers and the best air cooler, which is, for example, the Noctua that we're currently running. That came out better than some of the all-in-one coolers that you get. Also, you don't have the issue of liquid inside your computer, gaskets failing, or the pump dying. So, you know, because if the fans die in your air cooler, well, one, the fin stack's not going to die. It's literally aluminium sheets and heat pipes, not going to die anytime soon. If your fan dies, you just take the fan out and you put a new fan in, and if all else fails, you can just stick a desk fan pointed at your computer and it'll keep things cool in the interim. Whereas if the pump block in your liquid cooler dies, then you're scuppered because you have no cooling whatsoever. So you've got that. Eventide Island doesn't do what it did in Breath of the Wild, so you don't need to worry about that. Awesome! That's the best news I've had so far. Nice. And time for the motherboard to come out. Have fun. Doing it myself. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good way of learning. Doing it yourself is a lot cheaper. That is very true. Not everyone's cut out for doing it yourself. I mean, I wouldn't try and repoint a house, for example, by doing it myself, but in terms of computers, yeah, doing it yourself definitely comes out as cheaper. One of these days, if I ever get my act together, I will offer to some of my streaming friends to build a computer for them. The only issue I have is getting it to them. I can build the computer, that's not an issue. The shipping is a bit more problematic. In some ways, it'd be easier if I delivered it in person, but at that point, I would have to take a few days off work in order to deliver it. So, yeah. And set it up. And then it opens you up to all the tech support stuff, which is okay if you have the free time, which, as most people in this community probably know, I severely lack most days. And a few people in this community are international, and therefore I would have to literally fly off to the continent or across the Atlantic in order to deliver said system. Don't know how I'd work that. Also, it's not an eventide. That is good. On the other hand, I didn't pay attention. The route for the ball. Yes. Interesting name. Now, hold on. So I put the ball in there and it unlocks that gate. So therefore I jump up here, which takes me to the thing. Excuse me. Same. Shipping is difficult. I have to make sure nothing breaks like the glass during shipping, and I wouldn't find boxes, excuse me, and ways to wrap it safe. That's the problem. I mean, some you can mitigate. I mean, you can remove the graphics card. That's a big one to stop it smashing around inside the case. You can get those foam sort of bags that you can put in and they expand, and that locks everything into place as well. Glass, on the other hand, I suppose enough bubble wrap's probably going to help it, and the right markings on the box. The problem with removing the graphics card, though, to stop it ripping out the PCIe socket, is you have to then write instructions for the end user. Now, for people, I suppose it's different, though, because if it's people I know, then they can contact me in person and I can guide them through it. Whereas if it's absolute strangers, then you have to have a certain level of tech support, and then that gets very complicated. Ooh, now, hold on. I thought, well, maybe I could glide across this, but I don't think I can. No, I can't. Of course I can't. If I had Tulin, I could, but unfortunately he's not here. So instead, what we're going to... Oh, don't tell me. Really, Nintendo? I have no idea if this is what I'm supposed to do, but whatever. It works. Large Zonite charge. Marvellous. Right. Considering I need a lot of those as well. You have to... Really? Really? So, if I do that... There we go. That does the thing, I suppose. Ball's too big. Okay, sure. Why the... does that exist? Okay, right. Oh. Oh, really? Really? Oh, you piffling, piddly, diddly, ding dong, wizzy, bagging, doobop. Right, fine. Okay, I dump your giant ball of metal misery down there. Right. So we take that, we use that to plug that gap. Then we use Ascend to go through the giant sphere of metal and misery and pain and depression. And we go up here. Then we now need to figure out a way of blocking that entire system in order to get that ball to go down there. Now the simple solution is we go like that, we go like that, it goes up there, and then we go like that and it comes down into the basket. Then we do exactly what we just did. We lift it up, move it over here, go across here, down here, nearly get squished by our own giant ball, but we're not going to worry about that. Then we are going to put this on top of the rails. It falls through the rails. Ah. Okay, fine. That's how we do that. Fine, okay, we pick a giant ball up, we move it over to the rails, then we go and plonk it down on the rails. Now, we could try and race it to the bottom, but we're not going to. Instead, we are going to leave this here for an obscene amount of time, just so it can work its way into the physics of the game. And we do that, then we do that, then we do that, then we go and jump across this gap. We do that, then we do that. Oh, I'm guessing it doesn't actually fall. Oh well, it did try to fall, but it's fine because we've now stopped it. So we're going to grab the smaller ball, the key ball as it is. We put it in the big hole, and that's how we solve this puzzle. Problem solved. And we get the mystical power of shiny shinies. How many orbs of light have we got now? Oh, only 3. Really? I was hoping that was 4 so we could finish this on a high. Oh, well. How long are you going anyway? Oh, right. Well, I'll go a bit longer. I can't go too much longer, but I can go a bit longer. "107 shrines. How many are in this game? 126 or something, isn't there? Hold on. You owe us for this afternoon. I also have a concert to play at the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic tomorrow, and therefore staying up until stupid o'clock in the morning playing Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, that's a Freudian slip. I wish I was playing Breath of the Wild. Princess Mifa. Mifa! She is a true princess. She wouldn't have pratted around being a school mistress for 5 years as her kingdom crumbles around her. No! Oh, blimey, I hit the desk a bit hard there. She would be a proper queen. She would have gone off. She would have created a royal guard. She would have been a truly wise leader. Instead, we have Zelda of all characters. How have we gone from the Zelda of Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess to this muppet who basically goes, "Oh well, my father is dead. The kingdom has been destroyed after 100 years of calamity and war. I know what I must do. I must create a school for the children and play at being a headmistress because scholarly pursuits are the only way that we can win the day. Apart from your entire royal guard is consisted of a bunch of volunteers armed with buckets on their heads and mops. What is wrong with you, you great muppet?" That's all I have to say. Anyway, we have Korok seeds to find, because of course we do. So much hatred. I hate it. I hate her more for how she is written than the actual... No, actually, yeah. I like the design, but I cannot absolutely stand the stupidity of all of it. Why is she still a princess? She is the queen. She shouldn't be stealing our house and playing school teacher. She should be off in Hyrule Castle. You can see it from here. Leading the country, rebuilding the people, building new towns and villages across the kingdom, rebuilding the lost villages from the calamity. She should have a royal guard patrolling across the land instead of a monster containment squad. She should have been renovating Hyrule Castle as much as she could, rebuilding a seat of government to lead her people into a glorious new future now that the calamity's destroyed. No, instead she's basically pratted around as a school teacher for 5 years as children draw crayon pictures of her before going, "Ooh, let's go into the deep part of the castle my father never told me to go. Oh look, there is an ancient evil we've just accidentally unleashed. Oh no, I'm in the past and therefore I must turn myself into a dragon to get home. Oh, woe is me. Oh, God, and Bennett, the writing in this game is so stupid. And don't get me started on the lore. No, really, don't get me started on the lore. Like I said, pretty design. I like short-hair Zelda. But at the same time, Twilight Princess Zelda, even for her lack of agency in anything of that game, because she spent most of it locked in a tower, still seems to be a better princess. Correction, queen, because her father is dead, than anything else in this game. She's not been coronated, I suppose, but in fairness, between Zelda becoming queen and, well, between the king dying and, you know, Zelda being captured, it wasn't a particularly long amount of time. Also, the king was dead, and then Zelda, you know, was locked in a tower as Zant took over the kingdom, or in Ocarina of Time, where Gandalf took over the kingdom and Zelda went into hiding. So she could hardly be coronated either. So I can sort of accept either of those as she is the princess because there is no particular basis because, you know, the royal family's dead, but still. Or in hiding. But, yeah. Where are the writers? Where did they go? Maybe women can't inherit the throne in the Breath of the Wild universe. That's a stupid idea if that's the truth. How would the basis of government work then if the king only has a daughter? That means basically the kingdom ends if he doesn't have a son. It's just... It's like Henry VIII. It's just... No! No! I mean, that could work. I suppose you could make that argument. Oh, well, if the king doesn't have a son, then the royal family dies out. But at the same time, or maybe, I suppose, in the lore of this universe, maybe no matter what, Zelda must always be the princess. So if you name your daughter Zelda, she doesn't get the title of queen. She is forever known as the Princess Zelda. But at that point, you have to then question, well, so why? Because history, I suppose it could work in terms of honoring the memory of legends past, but at the same time, it's just, even if it's a title thing, she's not showing herself as being in charge. She's basically just pressing around. So does that mean there is no kingdom anymore? Do they just follow Zelda as some sort of mayor? Why are they following her commands? Technically, 100 years have passed since the death of the royal family, so the kingdom shouldn't give a toss that she's a princess. They should just basically go, oh, she is Zelda, but it's still Princess Zelda. She's still held in reverie. Why? Who is she? No, I don't know who this woman is. Oh, she descended from a golden orb because the giant pig was killed in Hyrule Field. And it's just like that Monty Python sketch. A watery woman throwing scimitars about as no base for government. And it's just, right. So. Oh, I'm supposed to be solving this Korok puzzle. Right. So I've got the motherboard out, but hit a snag with the CPU backplate. One of the screws is really tight, and I can't get it off. I mean, in terms of, well, you wouldn't destroy the motherboard, but to be honest, if you don't need the cooler anymore, yeah, if it were me, I'd gently ease up the pressure. Eventually, the screws should undo. It's a complicated one to give advice for on the principle of I'm not there. Unless you're missing a trick. Yeah. Sometimes the screws can be a bit tight though. One of these days, if I have the time, I'm going to write a Zelda, the Zeldarium. I am going to write a Tolkien-esque legendarium about the Legend of Zelda, where I am going to outline and fix as many of these plot holes as entirely humanly possible in the reaches of the lore of this franchise, since Nintendo don't seem to give a toss. Or the CPU, rather. I can't imagine the CPU will get damaged. I'm guessing what Hoodlum is currently trying to do with his motherboard is he's trying to remove the back plate, which is fine because the back plate is just a couple of screws into it. The CPU socket should be fine. That's the thing with the AM5 socket, assuming it's the latest AMD processor using the AM5 socket, is with that Noctua cooler, you have to remove the I forget what it was, but you have to remove the brackets for the previous cooler, and then you have to fit the Noctua plastic brackets in order to get the cooler to fit. So yeah, it should be all right. I could see one. I could see one of. Wait, what? I could see one of you turning Zelda into 50 Shades of fanfic. Would I ever write a Zelda fanfic? No. How would I? No, probably not. I wouldn't write a fanfic of Zelda. I have a few fanfic ideas for a few different franchises, but once again, it comes down to time. That usually devolves into me writing a single chapter and then never visiting it ever again, which is unfortunate. Well, got it off, but the back plate is broke. Well, you're never going to need that cooler again because you're going to use a different cooler, so yeah, I won't worry too much about it. Especially if the pump's dead. You're never going to need that cooler ever again because it was just e-waste, as it is. Right, there's a Korok seed over there. How have these streams basically just evolved into just talking? Wait, why am I wasting effort? Oh, I don't have a bow equipped. Of course I don't. That's fun. There we go, problem solved. But it's tough. Yeah, that's always a plus. Yeah, this is one of those areas. No, man. This is one of those areas where it's just basically a lot collected fun, isn't it? There's no story here, it's literally just go, explore, unlock thing, get shrines, and collect Korok seeds. Not that I have any use for the Korok seeds at the minute anyway, considering that the little blighters, I've already upgraded all my inventory space, so yeah. Do we think the Koroks made this sign? Right, okay, I assume I'm climbing up this tree then. Oh look, fairy lights, marvellous. It's turning into just chatting channel because you have an active community, small but active. Aye, that's a fair point, that's a fair shout. I have a very awesome community. I much prefer it like this anyway. If I had thousands of people, yes, I'd bring money in it, but at the same time, I wouldn't get to know everyone as well as I know people in this community as it is. Double-edged sword, isn't it? Right, I've got that Korok seed. Oh, I've fallen behind marking these off on the dungeon map. Right, I've got that one. Find the fairy lights on the tree, and I've got that one, so I've got... Oh. There's also a Lionel. Right, I'll tell you what. I've got a bit of Zonite that I can burn, so what we will do is we will save Mr. Hello. Oh, yeah. It's going to be one of those things where I've got parts, but I don't have any sort of fan or power system. Well, first I'm going to take out these Muppets in the cave. I don't suppose there's a hanging lantern or anything. No, they seem to have got rid of that. Oh, no, there is. Ah, okay. That worked. Apart from it didn't. Oh no, the Master Sword's low on energy yet again. Oh, thanks, Tulin. Also, large communities have too many people where nobody says anything sometimes. I'd rather deal with a small community that has than see thousands of chats a second. I mean, yeah, I can agree with that. Oh, there we go. Some more monster parts, if nothing else. Fruit. That's fine. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Blue Moblin Horn. Royal Halberd. Right, what was I doing? Oh yes, I was going after this Korok over here. There's the lighthouse over at the bazaar as well. Am I missing something here? No, I found him. Okay. Hello, Mr. Korok. Oh, did you? Oh no. Oh no, you and your friend separated. Oh no. Oh no. No. Okay. Right. How am I going to do this then? I have 42 sleds. Tell you what. We'll do that, and we'll do that. Ow. Okay, Humperdinck. Tell you what, go away. Thank you. Now, Mr. Korok, you are going to play the role of my Bentley Bee. Yes. Well, there was supposed to be a line all around here. Found your friend. See? Lazy Muppet was stuck on a rock. Right. There's the entrance. One more shrine. Why not? That'll take us to the fall in it that I was hoping for. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to where I'm going. There we go. Oh! It's a congratulations shrine. That's odd. Congratulations, you found this random shrine in the middle of the mountains? Okay, fine. I'll take it. Why not? There we go! 4 shrines complete. Nice! Right, well. Okay, fine. Before I go and get my next heart container. There we go. There they are. Ow! Well, that hurt. So I did it a second time in a row, apparently. Okay. Teleported. I wish he'd stop doing that now. Well, there goes the Master Sword. Before measuring, I'm not so sure on that. Sorry, I'm a bit preoccupied with the Lionel, but check what socket you're using, because I'm pretty sure that for the that cooler is designed for the AM4 and AM5. It is, and it's got AM5 socket, but when I tried to put one of the plates on for the cooler, it's not completely on. Wait, it's not compatible on one side. What? That doesn't sound right. If it's AM5, then chances are you might have to squeeze it a little bit, but it should fit. Because that cooler is compatible with an AM5 motherboard, or it's compatible with an AM5 socket, so yeah. It could just be that the holes are put in a bit of a weird position. You can put a bit of force onto it. I mean, if it's like a mil out, then so be it. If it's like a centimetre out, obviously not, but... I can't carry any more bows, apparently. Okay, well, unfortunately, Mr. Bokobo, you're going to get dropped in favour of this Savage Lionel bow. Which is... I have a lot of Lionel bows. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Right. Oh, well. Oh, also... Right. Let us, well, first mark that as a Lionel, but second, where do we go to pay homage to the goddess? Do we go to the Temple of Time? Or do we go to Gerudo Town? I'm going to go to Gerudo Town. The town of the Gerudo. Hoodlum, perchance, have you tried changing the orientation of your cooler? So rather than lining it up to where it was previously, you put it in a different position. So, rather than the older cooler, turn it 90 degrees and see if it'll fit that way. Something's telling me I had to do the same with my motherboard, and I had to rotate it 90 degrees, but the cooler still worked, because I had to rotate the socket, but I could then also put the rotate the fin stack by 90 degrees, and it all sort of so I could get the orientation I need. I'll have a heart container, please. Yes, thank you. How has this stream turned into a combination of conversation of waifu, ranting about various annoyances, and tech support? Actually, no, what am I talking about? This is the stream on a normal evening, isn't it? Also, we've got a heart container. Marvellous. The AM4 sockets work. There we go then. AM4, it doesn't matter. So long as the so long as you've got an AM so long as you can find a socket that works. Because that cooler is also compatible with AM4, so, you know. I think Noctua coolers are compatible with every socket somehow. I'm not entirely sure how they've managed that particular piece of wizardry. Also, we've got a new heart container. Haha. Right. Back to the frozen wastes of the frozen wastes. Now, hold on, give me a minute. Oh, wait, that was where we found Mr. Korok, isn't it? Okay, I can get rid of that. Yeah, because that's where the Lionel was, so technically... Yes, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll go back to that shrine. Oh, hello. Hold on, give me a minute. Oh, okay. Ah, blast. Oh, right, okay, I know what that is. Never mind. Something about tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, okay, why not? Oh, definitely why not? Considering that is an easy seed to get. Booyah! What a shot! Right, so, what are you? You put that one. Piece of gear as well, but I'm guessing that's a cave. Okay, not going to worry about that. So I'm going to delete that. Switch that back to... Wait, what? Didn't I just destroy the Master Sword? My brain hurts. Okay, fine. I also, low-key, really hate that I have to make the Master Sword look dangly every so often. Right, so we've done that, So, yes, on that point, we will save the game. And then save it again, just because I'm paranoid. And then we will continue this next time. And there we have it. That is 591 Korok seeds I'm like, done. Oh, blimey. Right, so we're getting there. Slowly. Very, very, very slowly, to the point of I'm not entirely sure I'm making any progress whatsoever, but either way, we've managed to make it. If we get to 600 Korok Seeds, marvelous. If we get to 900, I will be ecstatic, but we still have 100 more to go after that. So, there we go. Well, there we have it. So, that's another stream, that's another journey done. No. Correction, that's not a journey done, that's part of a journey done. A few more 1,000 steps, if you will. But we're getting there. Gradually, slowly, surely, we're getting there. And after this, Batman Arkham Origins, which will be me beating up a bunch of people. So there we go. Was fun, thanks, Says. Anytime, Jamboree. But anyway, with that said, if you enjoyed what you saw, much like Jamboree has, then, well, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that follow button, but the decision will always be yours. If you ever want to catch me live, well, I will be right back here on Thursday, not Tuesday, not yet, but Tuesday is coming, fear not. But we will be right back here on Thursday at 7 o'clock UK time as we continue our journey into the world of The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. If you enjoyed what you saw, well, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that follow button, but the decision will always be yours. And hey, if you missed any of these streams, if you want to catch up with our run into the world of this game so far, or the previous game, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, which we completed fully, 100%, all done, including the DLC, you can find that all uploaded into the YouTube archive, linked in the panels down below, as well as on our website, intothevortex.co.uk. There's not much there, but it does log every single game, every journey as I call them, that we've ever been on here on this channel. And I think that's everything. Everything apart from a thank you to each and every one of you. Be you a chatter, be you a lurker, be you watching live here on Twitch or in the YouTube archive. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey this evening. Thank you for joining me as we've travelled through the world of this fascinating game. And most of all, thank you for spending a little bit of your lives here with me here on the channel. It means the world. It always will do. And always does. Now, let's see if we have enough to pay the good vibes forward. Not really. So in that case, I will call it quits here. And with that said and done, to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are. And as always, until our paths next cross again, the Vortex awaits, and I will see you all next time.